Hello everyone, I'm Coh3 Gamer and welcome to a new video of Companies of Heroes 3, where I want to show you a replay I called Cain Saves the Game. So I was playing some competitive games, PvE, which is player against AI, for the weekly challenges. So anyway, you can see it's two allies, two UK against a Wehrmacht and a Duck. So I went with my typical UK opening, which is immediately selecting the Gruppo di Battaglia Difensivo Australiano, because my favorite opening for the UK is Engineer, followed by Australian, followed by a Dingo. So yeah, I go Engineers, Australia, Dingo. So, you know, it's just my opening. It might not be the best opening, but it's an old reliable. So anyway, we're playing against two AI at the hardest difficulty. And over here we got my ally, which is Cain. If you remember, I said this replay, it's called Cain Saves the Game. And you will see why. But for the time being, this looks like a normal game, just capturing the point, getting some resource, advancing here and there. The opening, it's nothing really special. You can see I'm starting to build my Dingo. But let's look at the enemy, which have the Terror Battle Group. This will be really important for later. You can see they're making a lot of Grenadiers. And on the other side we have Duck, which went with the Gruppo Armi Combinati Italiani. So, you know, definitely two really particular groups. So you can see the enemy has already a lot of control over the terrain. They are capturing here, here, here. There is already an SDK on the battlefield. So it's the first engagement we have. So I'm trying to overpower these Grenadier squads with my Engineers and Dingo, while my first Australian infantry squad just captured this and I call in a second one. Okay, so I managed to get these. That's really good. I'm not trying to repair my Dingo. Oh yeah, I'm going over here to defend my fuel point, because, you know, the enemy is trying to cut us off. So I'm getting closer, I'm trying to do some damage, and I hope I can kick them away before they get rid of my Dingo. And I managed to do that with 26 HP left. The problem is that I over-focus on the Dingo, and thanks God I managed to save the Australian infantry, but it was really close to be a really big mistake. So anyway, the second Australian infantry is here. I spot Grenadiers, so I try to put them here to take cover. Right now it's yellow cover, but you can see I try to click better to actually get the green cover, which is a lot better. So now I'm going with my Dingo for support. I use my ability. I feel like this was a mistake by my hand when I was playing this. Like, you know, I was going to win this engagement either way. I should really save those ammo, but oh well, it was whatever. Anyway, with the Engineers, I'm trying to go over here to the point. Meanwhile, Cain over here just building his defensive line. He has the Vickers machine gun post, and next he's going to put the machine gun behind this tractor. So he's protecting this area pretty well, but he hasn't captured his victory point. Anyway, I see they have the SDK. I realize I'm not going to win this, so I hide behind the building. Over here, there are some Panzer Grenadiers, so I'm trying to win. But strangely enough, their Panzer Grenadiers have really, like, knocked out my Australian. Meanwhile, I retreat my Engineers here. We can see that the enemy actually captured this fuel point, which I'm not really happy about. So I get my second Australian infantry and I try to kick away their Engineers. Over here, my 2-pounder comes here. So, I had the choice between the 2-pounder or the building tactics. So I choose the 2-pounder because at the beginning of the game there are going to be more light vehicles. For example, I remember about the SDK, so I was like, I'll rather have a 2-pounder today than a 70-pounder tomorrow. So I have this in case Duck tries to play anything like another armored vehicle. Meanwhile, here you can see the Terror Battle Group has his heavy machine gun ability, mimetizzazione mitragliatrice. Unfortunately, I did not notice that, so I was not sure if they had the Terror Battle Group yet or not. So anyway, I'm building a Fortification Sanger, which is a specialized thing of the Australian Battle Group. This will allow me to hopefully defend this point better. Meanwhile, I am repairing my dingo, and you can see we don't really have any points under our command, which is kinda bad. My allies already tried to capture this point, but you know, he has been playing good, so far so good. Okay, so I found their machine gun, and I'm trying to flank it, so I can either destroy it or force a retreat. Meanwhile, over here you can see 3 infantry sections, which is kinda crazy. I don't realize that these were actually assault grenadiers, and I get too close. Definitely a mistake. The Australians want to fight from a really big distance. They want to get close. And here we have the bane of my existence. The Jaegers with the G43 rifle. These guys have given me so many troubles. They're pretty much the Wehrmacht equivalent of the Australian battle group. Unfortunately, I cannot win this, so I have to run away. Thanks God I actually managed to save this. This soldier, it's having some pathfinding problems, which to be fair...
We've lost the sector to the enemy.
Yeah. But I finally get a Humber, so I was like, okay, the enemy has a lot of infantry, but they only have the SDK, which I can totally win with my Humber. So I tried to look for their Jaegers, but they are actually already behind us. Like, the hardest difficulty, it's already moving, they are not wasting any time. But at least I managed to defend my fuel point. Meanwhile here, you can see that my ally actually allowed our enemy to capture this point. Of course, I don't think he did that on purpose, but just to say, this was one of the really few mistakes Cain has did. Because if you look now we have literally no ammo influx. I have 9, and his has 164, so he probably doesn't care. But I do, because to use my Australian ability, I need 35 ammo. So, you know, that was pretty important for me. Anyway, the enemy is pushing, they have so much infantry, my 2-pounder is kinda under attack. But I managed to get everything together, much or less. I have to retreat my engineers. It would have been better for me to retreat my dingo and then repair it. Oh boy, and here comes the whirlwind. But yeah, I overexposed my engineers and so I had to retreat. For some reason my 2-pounder goes all the way around, which wastes a lot of my time. But at least I can somewhat defend against the whirlwind. But then we have the 8-rad and my Humber survives for a miracle. It was literally so close into being a disaster. So sadly the 2-pounder cannot reach over there. The whirlwind appears again and it's completely shredding my 2-pounder and Australian. But at least I managed to force a retreat. Sadly he survives, but oh well, it's whatever. So I get another engineer squad to repair both of my vehicles at the same time. So you know, it's not going too great for me, but at least I'm trying. Like actually, a fun fact. Like first of all, you can see over here, in my opinion, I was playing too aggressive. But why was I playing so aggressive and so desperately? That's because before playing this game, I watched a video from the Companies of Heroes 3 YouTube channel, and it was about the Last Stand battle group. So in my head, I was like, oh my god, the Last Stand battle group, it's so cool. So I think I was unintentionally playing as if I had the Last Stand battle group. But I don't. This is the Australian battle group. So I was doing a really big mistake. I was playing a battle group while thinking about another. So if there is something that you should learn from my mistake, it's while you play a battle group, think about the battle group you choose, not about anything else. And otherwise you're going to begin to play bad and do a lot of mistakes. Over here I put my second Australian battle group inside this building. But you can see I'm not really playing too good. Over here I'm trying to take some ammo back, because as you can see, this point it's still neutral. I only have 9 ammo, I literally can't do anything. And here comes more Jaegers, which they're just completely wrecking me. To be fair, I think I was focusing here because I was dealing with the 8-rad, but because of it I completely forgot about this Australian battle, and they are going to die unfortunately. And because I forgot about these guys, I also forgot about my 2-pounder. So you know, really bad mistake by me, just tunnel visioning over here. Then they also get an MG42 and my 2-pounder is just no more. I realized too late. I'm trying to get my hammer in position. They're trying to cut off this guy retreat. The MG42 has to retreat. I get a Stewart. So I finally managed to get a Stewart. But unfortunately I lose an engineer squad to this stag. As you can see, I have a really bad case of tunnel vision. Combining this to the fact that I was just thinking about that YouTube video of the Last Stand battle group, I was doing a lot of mistakes. But here I do something I really like. I remember, wait, the Dingo has the attachment ability, which means he can grab any team weapon as anti-tank cannons. So instead of leaving the 2-pounder here, where the enemy can steal it, I'm going to bring it back here so I can save it. The Whirlwind actually catches my Dingo, which is terrible for me, but thanks God I managed to escape with it, and the 2-pounder is safe. So I go with the Hammer on the front, so I can get the Stewart behind. So you can see the Stewart beginning to shoot, but he's about to destroy my Hammer, so I use the smoke, really good smoke by me. So I follow the Whirlwind. I know, I have to destroy this now or it's going to become a problem later. So the Whirlwind goes down. So even though I'm having really terrible map control, at least I managed to take down the Whirlwind and force the 8-rad to retreat. Meanwhile, you can see my ally has spotted a Semovente and a Marder. So anyway, I managed to rescue everything. The 2-pounder is safe. The engineers are here. So I see there is the Semovente here. So I try to do the same thing I did with the Whirlwind. So I go here, the Semovente just shooting ground, so I'm like, okay, this is going to be an easy kill. And then the Marder appears out of nowhere. And apparently I forgot I had the Stewart, because if I didn't forget, I could have totally saved it. But unfortunately I was focusing on recruiting the 2-pounder. But anyway, I get my 2-pounder into position and I want to destroy this Marder. Meanwhile, I'm building a second Stewart since I lost my first one because of my really bad play. But okay, at least I managed to destroy the Marder. So you know, a Marder for a Stewart, I guess it's kinda equal. But still, I should really be more careful. So the 8 rod appears out of nowhere, so I try to turn around my 2-pounder and I get my hammer. I use the flare ability, which makes this a lot better, and my Steward managed to get the kill. So okay, we destroyed a Marder, we destroyed a Whirlwind, and we destroyed an 8 rod. So anyway, after losing my first Steward, you will think that I learned my lesson. But apparently I really didn't. So anyway, it's the ability by Duck. So we can see here Duck used the Copertura d'Artiglieria. So anyway, while I am over here retreating my infantry, I'm just trying to pursue this stag. So right now I need to retreat, but for whatever reason I go forward. And the Semovente teaches me my place. So I lost 2 stewards, I learned pretty much nothing from my mistakes, and I also lost the 2-pounder because of the enemy artillery. So you know, it's not going great for me. Meanwhile, Cain has finally deployed a 70-pounder, and he has built a supply depot over here. So at least we can finally get ammo, we can finally get fuel, the supplies are coming in. Sadly, I don't think he managed to get the kill on the stag, which was really unfortunate. It only had 19 HP. But he does get a shot on the Marder, forcing him to retreat. And over here you can see something like really disrespectful. The AI just pushing in my base, because they are like, damn, this guy really sucks ass, we can just push. So thanks God, I managed to kill one Jäger and forcing his grenadiers to retreat. So you know, at least he cannot push inside my base. So now I'm trying to recover my 2-pounder, this way I can have 2 2-pounders. The Semovente sadly managed to escape. So I am pushing with my hammer and my dingo, trying to kill this machine gun. Okay, and I managed to get the kill, which is great. I now change my focus on the grenadiers. My engineers coming in to help retreating these guys. Really great. I am now resupplying my Australian infantry. I am now pushing to also push these guys back, because, you know, the less infantry the enemy has active, the more I can try to push back. So anyway, I finally managed to take back my 2-pounder. This way I have 2-pounders, so I feel a lot safer in the case the enemy shall try to push me with a Marder or another stag. I am repairing this, and I also steal their MG34. So I tried to decap this point because we are still losing points, but sadly I was not successful. So I force him to retreat. And now here comes the terror battle group. So now he has 2 planes, which make my infantry to be slower and have worse accuracy. So you know, that's pretty bad for me, but at least I managed to decap the point. So anyway, I put the MG34 in this building to like cover the victory point. So I unlock the archer. I realize, okay, if the enemy is going to get any more tanks, I need the archer. The archer is amazing at destroying tanks this way. I can use the 2-pounder for stuff like the half track, the Marder. Meanwhile, my ally destroying a Marder as we speak. Good job, Cain. So I can use the 2-pounder for the light vehicles and the archer for the heavy medium tanks. This way, the enemy tanks will no longer be a problem, and from there on, I will only need to, you know, send away their infantry, use my hammer, use my dingo. So anyway, I tried to capture my Vickers back. And for some reason, I was trying to place them, and so I've really just run away. So, you know, another mistake by me. Like, as I said, I was really not thinking straight while playing this game. I was just thinking, wow, the last stand battle group. Oh, and this sound. This sound, it's the bane of my existence. So I have no idea what I'm doing. And I lose an engineer and my medical truck. This was my first time ever encountering the VIV-1. And it was definitely a really big engagement. Like, oh my god, the VIV-1, the first time it has ever happened to me, I was absolutely not ready for that. So anyway, my MG34 is killed because I did not take care of it. Over here we have the SDK, but thanks god the 2-pounder helps take the kill on the SDK, so at least we can have some peace. I used the flare ability to try and kill their infantry more quickly. Like the Jäger, because he only goes for the rifles, his Jägers cannot really do anything to my Humble. They could try to kill the Dingo, but my Humber, it's pretty good as it is. So I managed to push them back, but here comes the Panzer IV, and oh the misery. I lost my only infantry fighting vehicle. The Dingo can't really do a lot of his own. That was just really unlucky by me. Definitely, I pushed way too hard. But now the enemy is pushing me, but I have the 2-pounder ready. So I'm just opening fire. The Panzer IV goes back. So the Panzer IV is just standing there. And the 2-pounder managed to get the kill on the Panzer IV. So instead of just losing the Humber, I actually traded a Humber for a Panzer IV, which is a lot better in my favor. But still, look at my side. I literally cannot capture anything because the moment they capture this point, they could win by points. Like, look at this. They have 4 times our amount of points, it's terrible. So I'm doing anything in my control to stop them from capturing this again. And here comes Duck a second time with their artillery ability, and I lose my Royal Engineers. Really annoying considering I was even retreating them. But oh well, it's whatever. Now I just have to sit behind, sit back, and just do whatever. Meanwhile, a Semovente is spotted, so my 2-pounder start opening fire. And the Semovente goes down, which is really great. Oh, and you can see my Archer is finally here. So anyway, I see the enemy trying to use my Vickers against me, so at the very least I force them to retreat. Now that I have my Archer, I feel a lot safer.
Archer tank destroyers are available.
Indeed. And now that I have an Archer, I don't think the enemy can do anything. I have two 2-pounders and the Archer. So if they send any vehicle my way, I will just really easily kill them. The SDK falls to my 2-pounders. Another VIV-1, but this time I was ready. I know. Okay, they have to be here. And there it goes, the VIV-1. So pretty much 250 ammunition wasted. So you know, I managed to teach our enemy a lesson. This time their VIV-1 got nothing, and I managed to hold my line. But still, I am lacking so much manpower. Like, another really big mistake I did, it's I bled so much manpower. I kept losing stewards, I lost the Humber, I lost so many engineers, and even one Australian infantry section. Guys, learn from my mistake. Always focus on your battle group. Don't focus on someone else's battle group, and otherwise you're just gonna start playing bad. Anyway, the Italians are attacking on the left side, but I got my 2-pounder and my Archer defending. The M13 goes down. The Semovente managed to escape, but it's pretty low. So we got over here some Bersaglieri, which I'm trying to take care of. Meanwhile, I'm writing the chat help. The enemy has captured the point, and we are in losing points. We are so close to losing. So I ask my ally, Cain, to come help me, because I just can't do it alone. I don't have the force, I don't have the manpower. And Cain responds, wait, brother. So another Panzer IV comes. Thanks God it didn't kill my dingo. So my engineers here are in really bad shape, and there is another V1, and I have no idea where it is. Is the V1 here? Here? I have no idea. The V1 managed to decrew the 2-pounder, but everything else survived. As long as I have the archer, it's okay, it's okay. So I tell the archer to attack, but for some reason, like the pet finding has problems. But now, okay, I get a really good shot in. And I finally learn from my mistakes. I will not pursue the Panzer IV. The Panzer IV, almost dead, sadly survives, but at least I didn't lose my archer. I tell to my friend, we are gonna lose, you have to help me. Now a Brumar comes, which almost destroy my archer. It's terrible. My dingo also takes a lot of damage. But thanks God, his 70-pounder saves the day. But we still need to capture the point. If we don't neutralize the point, we are going to lose. So he's pushing with his Matilda and his guards. But the guards are slowed down because of the terror battle group. They are 35% slower. So I send my Humber to help. So we managed to neutralize a mortar. And sadly, I get a mine, really unfortunate. And you can see how both of my Humbers died pretty much in the same exact spot. So, you know, it's pretty bad, but at least we managed to neutralize the point. He's now going to push the flag 30 with his Matilda, which is a great choice. And now Cain is also going to do something great. He's using the attack command to destroy the Flak 30, you know? We don't want to give the enemy any more weapons they already have. So the Flak 30 is destroyed, which is good for us. It means less problems will come in the future. So the next thing I'm doing is I'm sending this level 3 veterancy squad, which is great, to decap this point. Like, we have 2 points, but only 28 remaining. So the more chaos I can do for the enemy, if I can waste their time by decapping this, it will be great. For some reason, I'm actually stopping here. I think I was expecting some infantry to come here, so I will ambush them. But anyway, I managed to get this fuel, which is useless because it's not connected, but oh well. After capturing this, I will move here, while the rest of my troops are just repairing, reorganizing. I have my 2-pounders into position, my archer. I build some more engineers because I need engineers. I also went for Riparazioni Extra, which gives extra health to all vehicles. And I really like this ability because something I don't like about most battle groups, it's that most abilities are single player only. Okay, over here you can see I removed the sapper to give my engineers more firepower. Good move by me. But yeah, as I was saying, I really like this ability because I can give extra health to my vehicles, but also to my ally vehicles. And I really like this, because most ability, you can use them to make your troops better, but you can't do it to make another, like your allies' troops better. So for example, I could go to my ally Matilda, and I could give him 120 extra health. So you know, that's kinda cool. You can see here the extra health actually allows my dingo to just completely take a shot by the Semovente. Anyway, I managed to decap the point with the Australians, which I'm now going to retreat. So now, at least I'm buying us some time. Meanwhile, you can see our ally has done an amazing job. They destroyed a Panzer IV, they destroyed a Stag, they destroyed another Semovente. Sadly, I lose an engineer squad while trying to build a defensive structure. They had an M13, really annoying. Like, I'm just trying to build defenses because at this point, there's not really anything else I can do. The enemy is just so relentlessly attacking. I mean, look at the Wehrmacht. They have so much infantry. The DAC, so much infantry. Like, literally, I need to build as many machine gun positions as I can. I need to stop their infantry to just be allowed in our territory. My god. Meanwhile, my ally has a second Matilda, which is great. This is going to deter any attack by the enemy. Anyway, here comes the M13, so I send my archer to attack him, and the 2-pounder is gonna finish him off. Okay, that's great, the M13 goes down. I tried to steal the enemy mortar. I feel like, you know, a mortar could do really great for me. But unfortunately, I don't manage to get it to safety in time. So anyway, my level 3 Australian infantry is now into position. I'm going to use my ally position, which he at least managed to build. And here comes DAC once again with their artillery overwatch ability. This ability alone has ruined my game so much. It just keeps destroying everything. Anyway, another Panzer IV incoming, so I think I'm going to tell my archer to get into position. I don't want the Panzer IV to get any closer than it has the right to. So the 2-pounder neutralizes the Panzer IV, and the 70-pounder archer gets the kill. And this is why I love the 2-pounder. Like, to give you an example, if I went for Tattiche Difensive, I could have built the Bofors, which could have helped with the NTR, and I could have built the 70-pounder, but the enemy had the V1 rocket. Like, if the terror battle group just sends a V1 on my defensive structure, that's it. The defensive structure, it's gone, it's destroyed, and I just lose manpower and fuel. The 2-pounder being able to move, you saw before in the video, I managed to escape with my 2-pounder behind. This way the V1 hit nothing. And this is why I pretty much go for the 2-pounder over the static defense, because I can move them around, and their ability makes sure that the enemy is 50% slower and their weapons are disabled. So, you know, it's just a great ability. Anyway, we can see here Cain has finally showed his Triumph card. He's going all in with the Black Prince. So, Cain has played an amazing game. Let's look at his battle group. Of course, he went for the heavy armor battle group. The only mistake I will say that Cain has done is he went for Red Radio instead of going for the Crusader NTR. Like, you know, the enemy had a lot of planes, like the propaganda planes. If he could have just used his Crusader NTR to shoot down the propaganda planes, that could have saved us so much troubles. But this is really the only thing I can say that Cain has did a mistake about, and he played a much better game than I have. And as you saw in the beginning, this replay, it's called Cain Saves the Game. So Cain, if you're watching this video, this replay, thank you so much, because I was totally outclassed. I have no idea what I was doing this game. I really should have been playing a lot better. But yeah, thank you Cain for being the saving grace of this game. So anyway, Panzer III incoming. And he's gonna go down pretty easily. The 2-pounder sadly misses, but the 70-pounder doesn't. So the Panzer III goes down. And the Cain, it's now attacking the enemy base. His will take a lot of pressure off of me. So yeah, Cain with the Black Prince, he's 100% the MVP of this battle. I am so glad Cain was in this game, because if it wasn't for him, I would have completely lost. Like, watching that video about the last stand battle group has completely discombobulated my brain. I have no idea what I was thinking, and I did so many mistakes I really could have prevented. But in the end, with only 28 points remaining, we somehow managed to survive. And as you can guess, we are going to win this game. Cain got everything under control. He's destroying their buildings. There is nothing left to do but to enjoy the show. We managed to win that game. So Cain did twice as much damage. I lost 104 infantry, I lost 5 vehicles and had only a control of 1%. I did destroy 12 vehicles, which is great, and eliminated 1 of 4 infantry. But really, I had an 82 resource efficiency, which is not terrible, but Cain of course had a lot better. We can see my army value was even higher, and despite that, Cain just completely outclassed me. I have never before in my life as a Company of Heroes 3 player had so little points defended. Like, you can see at some points I even hit 0, which is just embarrassing. So we can see my troops over here, the engineers, which were pretty much the backbone of my army, the 2-pounder, which saved me from so many vehicles, the Vickers, which did almost nothing, and the Australian infantry, totally really good, but I completely misplaced them in this game. Vehicles, the Humber did amazing. The Dingo with a factor of efficiency of 7. It's really crazy. So I did good enough with my vehicles. My Dingo, my Humber did great. My Stuart could have done better if I just didn't keep wasting them. And then we have Cain. So Cain had his guards with a success rate of 5. His 6-pounder has almost 11, which is absolutely mind-blowing. The 70-pounder also did great, and his Vickers were a lot better than mine. And then of course he had his Matildas, Honestly, his Matildas and his heavy machine gun positions totally saved the game. And then of course we have the Black Prince, which was the cherry on the cake. So yeah, I said this before, but I will repeat myself. Cain, if you're watching this video, thank you so much for carrying my sorry ass. I'm sorry I was such a terrible teammate. So if there is something to learn from this replay, from this video, from this game, don't think about another stuff. I was playing with the Australian battle group. I also think, okay, I'm playing with the Australian battle group. Let's focus on that. Instead, my mind was completely on another stuff, like the Last Stand battle group, the new Company of Heroes 3 update, this new stuff that I was thinking, you know. Don't get distracted. The moment that you start losing your focus, it's the moment you're going to lose a game. Like, I swear, I'm usually not this bad, and I really hope that I can learn from this mistake, that I can play better games, and that I will not be such a tremendous ally in future battles. But anyway, this was everything for this video. Thanks so much for watching, and see you next time.